Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rethink This. And I want to ask you, have you ever been on the high potential watch list? Have you ever been on the hot list? Do you know if you have? And how would you feel if you were or you weren't? And the reason I want to bring up this whole topic under the category of Rethink This is that I think succession processes in organizations are often pedestrian, outdated, clumsy. I know that, and I've worked directly for the chair of a Fortune 50 company and been part of this. I've been the CEO of a NASDAQ operating company, been part of this, the CEO of two companies, been part of this, and the chief people officer. And I've never really been that proud of the rigor behind our succession processes. And I have been part of these lists. They've sort of legacy kind of watch lists, high potential lists. And what they really are kind of a summary, and people don't like to talk about it a lot. In fact, you're kind of told, keep this to yourself. Don't let people know who's on the list. It's not a very transparent process. And it kind of goes like, with a little like this, with a little bit of fuzz around it. But it's like, you know, after you go through your succession, who's really an up and coming potential person? And, you know, everybody sits back and pontificates, and it kind of goes like so-and-so, and then, yeah, that person, and yeah. And I wish I could tell you there was a lot of really rigor and data and insight and everything else. You know, maybe there is in some organizations, but I haven't seen very much of it. And so here's what my concern is. I think a lot of times there's institutional bias and personal bias to who gets on these lists. I see people coming off and on those lists. I've seen it like 1 year they're on, 2 years later they're not. People don't exactly know why they got on. They can mumble something politically like, yeah, they get stuff done and blah, blah, blah. But when you really dig for the evidence, it's more like, I like this person. And then how did they get off? Well, the same kind of thing. Well, what happened? Well, I don't know, but they're not living up to what they thought. And so you kind of go on and then you get off the list. And the whole darn thing, I think, needs to get rethought. And I'm wondering what would happen if we thought about everybody being on the list. Now, I don't want to be naive, because if there are still vertical positions, there are only certain positions that people can get promoted to, right? But organizations are changing around, flattening out, their opportunities becoming broadening, more experienced. And I think if a couple of things. One, if we thought about everybody as being on the high potential list when we hired them, and therefore we were always asking how we might grow them and watch them in the best sense of the word, of mentoring and supporting them. And if that's what leadership did, and then if we were very transparent around how people got promoted, so people could see that these people got continuous meaningful results, that they developed other people, and they absolutely had people lined up to want to work with them. So they're not just a technical kind of promotion, and that they could demonstrate that they lived the values of the organization and made the purpose more true, and made that very transparent. I think that would be more helpful than these lists. I think these lists and these methodologies of high potential lists, I think there's more downside than upside. Now, look, you may not agree with me, and those people that are big on sort of merit and all that kind of stuff might think that it's just me again around trying to leveling everything out. Not so. I think the other way is more rigorous. It's more provides a broader opportunity to look at the whole organization, to really take an in-depth look at everybody, and then to really work hard to give everybody an opportunity. And I think then evidence will be more clear as to who and more transparently gets promoted and developed more completely. It starts to sort itself out. That's the way I think about it. That's the way I'm rethinking of it. Kill these lists. and rethink about how we can develop a greater, more visible, more transparent, broader group of people, and things will work out in a more clear and complete way. That's something to think about for me anyway. Hope I got you thinking. Have a great rest of the week, and hang out with us on our socials. And thanks for following us on our videos. Bye for now.